quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
You must be imaginative, strong-hearted. You must try things that may not work. And you must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul. What I say is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it.
We have to do something. We can't just let him march on the valley and take his revenge. He'll...
Your mind is like this water, my friend. When it is agitated, it becomes difficult to see. But if you allow it to settle, the answer becomes clear.
Yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
Your story may not have such a happy beginning, but that doesn't make you who you are. It is the rest of your story. Who you choose to be.
Look, don't you get it? I screwed up. I mean, for 2 seconds, I thought that maybe I could do something right, but... I just... Just forget it. Forget it.
No, you listen to me, James Hawkins. You got the makings of greatness in you. But you gotta take the helm and chart your own course. Stick to it, no matter the squalls. And when the time comes, you get the chance to really test the cut of your sails and show what you're made of. Well, I hope I'm there.
I'm not gonna let you die. Not again. I'm gonna come get you.
Make me a promise, son. Save the Earth.
Nah, you're right.
Universe sounds much cooler.
What if I can't do it?
Try your best.
What if my best isn't good enough?
It's good enough for me.
Yes, Aaron, it's true. Pharaoh has the power. He can take away your food, your home, your freedom. He can take away your sons and daughters. With one word, Pharaoh can take away your very lives. But there is one thing he cannot take away from you. Your faith.
How did you find peace? I took away your parents. Everything. I scarred you for life.
See, that's the thing, Shen. Scars heal.
No, they don't. Wounds heal.
Oh yeah, what do scars do? They fade, I guess?
I don't care what scars do.
You should, Shen. You gotta let go of that stuff from the past, because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
If watching is all you're gonna do, then you're gonna watch your life go by without you.
When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Narito na. Wimpo! Okay, pivotara. Pomelo?
I am really tired of my lazy student. They don't pay attention in the class and fail miserably. Then they come around to blame me and give me a bad review. I don't know how these kids pass high school to come to college.
Hey Freddy. What are you muttering about?
Hey Judith, you know. Students.
What about them?
I've got some scathing review from them on the summative questionnaire. These students want to blame others for their failure.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You must feel awful, with all the hard work you put in. Do you think there is something you could change that could improve this little bit?
There are some students who have done excellent. One of them got 98%. Few others got over 90. I don't think I need to change anything.
John, I understand that. There is always some room for improvement.
I do see a lot of students with little motivation to study in my class. Is that something I can help?
Absolutely.
Aren't they supposed to be motivated before they come to college?
Well, you can certainly do few things to encourage and motivate your students.
Like what?
There are 3 simple things that enhance student motivation. They are autonomy, mastery, and purpose.
Could you explain me more about them?
Sure. Autonomy is the freedom to choose one's interest and pursue it. It can be incorporated in class by involving students in decision-making process, allowing students to choose the topic they want to learn, providing various ways to participate and demonstrate their learnings. This improves their overall motivation.
Sounds interesting. Have you tried it in your class?
Yes, I have, Fred. At the start of the class, I ask students to establish the rules in the classroom which they follow for the rest of the semester. Students decide to limit the use of electronics devices like cell phone and laptop themselves. Furthermore, I give them several options on the assignments to choose from, like either to do projects or write essays. I also take requests from students to study new topics they think important but not covered on the syllabus.
Sounds excellent. What are the other things you were talking about? Mastery and the other?
Yes, mastery is another driver of motivation. It is the desire to be better at the things of interest. Students, like any individuals, are driven by the need to master certain things. If the path is made clear for the students and what needs to be done to excel the subject, students tend to get more motivated.
Okay, how do you do that in the classroom?
Excellent question. Assessment plays a very important role here. It has to be authentic. You have to clearly explain your expectations and how you measure the progress. The progress has to be transparent, such that students know where they stand and what needs to be done to get their expected marks. Allowing students opportunity to improve in areas they are lacking are also quite important. Providing comprehensive reviews to the assessment is a step towards it.
That is such a great idea. I will certainly implement that.
I'm glad you find that helpful. Finally, the third trifecta of motivation is purpose. This is all about the goal, to achieve or do something. It can be invoked in students by addressing questions like, why is the topic important? Why do the students need to learn about this? Where is the particular skills useful? Once the students see this clearly, they get more motivated to learn about
That sounds excellent. It is not even that difficult to remember. Autonomy, mastery and purpose. I will work on these topics and see how I can implement them.
Glad I could be of help. Do you have any idea how you will invoke the sense of purpose in students?
Let's see. I think I will spend some time during the lecture to talk about a real-life example. I will give them case studies and scenarios in industries. Is that how you address this?
Yes, excellent idea. You can also make students involved in various projects and group works.
You are very bright. I can certainly do that too. If I could slowly implement this idea, my class will be quite improved. Hey Judith, at one point you talked about authentic assessment. Is that different than regular assessment? What makes an assessment authentic?
Yes, that is a very important topic, Fred. An assessment which asks students to perform real-world tasks rather than regurgitating information is an authentic assessment. Oftentimes, instructors ask questions that are easy to ask or mark. If your students are supposed to learn about electric motor, then perhaps a better way to assess their learning is to build a small motor. Answering multiple choice questions may not sufficiently assess their learning.
Wow, Judith, you know so much. I think if I am able to implement some of these, it will completely transform my class performance. I don't know how to thank you, Judith.
Oh please, I'm glad I can be of help. Please do not hesitate to talk to me if you need more information. There are several resources online for you to read about too.
I will certainly do that.
Okay, bye for now. See you.
had a black dog. His name was Depression. Whenever the black dog made an appearance, I felt empty and life just seemed to slow down. He could surprise me with a visit for no reason or occasion. The black dog made me look and feel older than my years. When the rest of the world seemed to be enjoying life, I could only see it through the black dog. Activities that usually brought me pleasure suddenly ceased to. He liked to ruin my appetite. He chewed up my memory and my ability to concentrate. Doing anything or going anywhere with the black dog required superhuman strength. At social occasions, he'd sniff out what confidence I had and chase it away. My biggest fear was being found out. I worried that people would judge me. Because of the shame and stigma of the black dog, I was constantly worried that I'd be found out. So I invested vast amounts of energy into covering him up. Keeping up an emotional lie is exhausting. Black dog could make me think and say negative things. He could make me irritable and difficult to be around. He would take my love and bury my intimacy. He loved nothing more than to wake me up with highly repetitive and negative thinking. He also liked to remind me how exhausted I was going to be the next day. Having a black dog in your life isn't so much about feeling a bit down, sad or blue. At its worst, it's about being devoid of feeling altogether. As I got older, the black dog got bigger and he started hanging around all the time. I'd chase him off with whatever I thought might send him running. But more often than not, he'd come out on top. Going down became easier than getting up again. So I became rather good at self-medication, which never really helped. Eventually, I felt totally isolated from everything and everyone. The black dog had finally succeeded in hijacking my life. When you lose all joy in life, you can begin to question what the point of it is. Thankfully, this was the time that I sought professional help. This was my first step towards recovery and a major turning point in my life. I learned that it doesn't matter who you are, the black dog affects millions and millions of people. It is an equal opportunity mongrel. I also learned that there was no silver bullet or magic pill. Medication can help some, and others might need a different approach altogether. I also learned that being emotionally genuine and authentic to those who are close to you can be an absolute game changer. Most importantly, I learnt not to be afraid of the black dog, and I taught him a few new tricks of my own. The more tired and stressed you are, the louder he barks, so it's important to learn how to quiet your mind. It's been clinically proven that regular exercise can be as effective for treating mild to moderate depression as antidepressants, so go for a walk or a run and leave the muck behind. Keep a mood journal. Getting your thoughts on paper can be cathartic and often insightful. Also keep track of the things that you have to be grateful for. The most important thing to remember is that no matter how bad it gets, if you take the right steps, talk to the right people, black dog days can and will pass. I wouldn't say that I'm grateful for the black dog, but he's been an incredible teacher. He forced me to reevaluate and simplify my life. I learnt that rather than running away from my problems, it's better to embrace them. The black dog may always be part of my life, but he'll never be the beast that he was. We have an understanding. I've learned through knowledge, patience, discipline and humour, the worst black dog can be made to heal. If you're in difficulty, never be afraid to ask for help. There is absolutely no shame in doing so. The only shame is missing out on life.
You're still here. And you get another chance. This day. To do better and be better. Another chance to become more of who you were created and what you were created to fulfill.
Everyone in the world is capable of living outside the role or beyond the roles that they place themselves in, no matter what it is. You're not just a dad, you're not just a banker, you're not just a brother or a son or a convict. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone is bigger much bigger, infinitely bigger than the roles they place themselves in, and is capable of reaching potential greater than anything they could imagine.
You can live the life you desire. It's right there in front of you. But in order to achieve it, you must first see it, then believe it, and then you must graciously ask and train your brain to help you execute your vision.
So when you start to focus and you delete distraction from your life, and you start to get seriously invested in doing one thing staggeringly well, and you practice that one thing over and over, a term to think about is mundanity. You do one simple, seemingly insignificant thing every day around your main skill, and it's very mundane, but small daily improvements over time lead to world-class results. Well, here's what happens in your brain. You start to isolate a single neurocircuit around that skill, and that starts to trigger a certain type of brain cell called an oligodendrocyte, which then releases myelin. Myelin is a fatty tissue that starts to wrap around that single neurocircuit related to that main skill you've been practicing. And when myelin starts to wrap around the brain circuit, what happens is you have accelerated learning times, you can see more quickly, heightened perception, and you'll learn more quickly. And that is really the quote-unquote secret of the great producers. It's not a result of some natural gift, but their daily practice, their relentlessness and their grit, their work ethic, and their singular focus and sacrifice. A great life is built not by revolution. A great life is built by evolution. Small and steady wins the race. What you do every day is far more important than what you do once every decade. I want you to really think about that idea. What you do every day is simply your life in miniature. And as you live every single day, so you're crafting your life. What you do over the next hours is really building your future. And if you can just get every single pocket of 24 hours right as best as we humanly can, the rest of our life is going to take care of itself. So small wins matter.
The scripture says we will eat the fruit of our words. You are planting seeds when you talk. At some point, you're going to eat that fruit. My challenge is make sure you're planting the right kind of seeds. If you want apples, you have to sow apple seeds. If you want oranges, you can't plant cactus seeds, poison ivy seeds, mushroom seeds. You're going to reap fruit from the exact seeds that you've been sowing. In other words, you can't talk negative and expect to live a positive life. You can't talk defeat and expect to have victory. You can't talk lack, not enough, can't afford it, never get ahead, and expect to have abundance. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. If you don't like what you're seeing, start sowing some different seeds. We may not realize it, but we're always feeding ourselves. What we watch, listen to, the people we're around, the thoughts we're dwelling on, that's feeding our inner man. If you go to lunch with people that talk bad about the boss, make fun of a coworker, put down a friend, they're feeding you gossip, feeding you jealousy, feeding you disrespect. Here's the key. Whatever you feed is going to grow. You may not like what they're feeding you. You're a nice person. But if you continue to hang around them, before long, you'll be gossiping. You'll be critical. You'll be disrespectful. Why? Because you kept feeding the wrong things. If you're always feeding negative thoughts, thinking, I'll never get well, I'll never meet the right person, you're feeding doubt, feeding mediocrity, feeding fear.
If you know exactly what you want to be, you need to spend as much time
with people that are actually that already. You cannot let a fear of failure, or a fear of comparison, or a fear of judgment stop you from doing what's going to make you great. You cannot succeed without this risk of failure. You cannot have a voice without the risk of criticism. And you cannot love without the risk of loss. You must go out and you must take these risks.
You don't have the time to waste time, because time doesn't wait till you discover your purpose. If you don't know why you was born, time is still moving. And if you discover your purpose at 90 years old, it's too late.
You don't know how young you are. What if you die in 2 years? You're pretty old right now. You got 2 years left. And if you're 50 years old and you're feeling discouraged, well, remember the advice about planting a tree. When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago or today? So if you're 50 and you feel like life left you behind, well, get started right now. Better late than never. Better late than never. Don't think about time and age so much. It gets people distracted. When the whole world's distracted, you be focused.
You have to trust your own voice, your own ideas, your honesty, your vulnerability, and through this you will find your way. You do not have to be fearless. Just don't let fear stop you. Live like this as best you can, and I guarantee you will look back on a life well lived. You are capable of greatness in your profession, and more importantly, in your quality of self. Stay hungry. Stay young at heart. Take those risks. You are going to change the world around you in big ways and in small.
But see, anybody, if you want to, can go searching for a good plan, pick it, and start working it. And sure enough, as the time passes, as it surely will 5 years from now, 10 years from now, then you'll be winding up wearing what you want to wear, driving what you want to drive, living where you want to live, become what you want to become. But now's the time to fix the next 10 years. And who can? Anybody.
You were created to give life and make a difference with your gift somewhere. That's why you came to this place.
You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start? You start right here. And when do you start? You start right now. You initiate the action aggressively. You go.